here, before going to update the update submit button function, first, uh, this is a simple functions, right? That means input fields, just a password, but we are not checking whether the limit, like he should enter these characters and the special character, all those things. Like we are not checking the security, so we are going to use the same function which we have used in register.js. So if we open register.js, we have used this npm package called use form, right? So we are going to use the same thing for form validation. So let's import that first, and after that we need to go into the form. Let's scroll down here. Yeah, here form, we need to same write this kind of function here. So if we check in the completed register function, we are having this on submitted, on submit, handle submit, and then register submit. So we are going to have this handle submit. So handle submit, similar to this. So first I'm going to remove this update submit, and instead that I'm going to give this handle submit, and inside this I'm going to give a function as a update submit. Okay, now this is okay, handle submit is not defined. Okay, let's see what we have imported here. We have simply, okay, we need to have this also, right? This const function here, this object also we need to have. Let's copy and paste it down here. Yeah, now if we save this file, yeah, we are not getting any kind of errors. That's a proxy error, we'll deal that later. So we'll check with the form tag down here, on submit is done, and the name. Okay, we need to fill this value, right? So whatever the user is having, like whichever the user logged, we are going to have that username here. So value will be nothing but, here we have written the name dot user, right? So the same thing we need to have here. So name, and this optional chaining dot user. If you use this optional chaining, it will not throw you error, or it will not give you the blank page. If the user is there, it will mention the username in that field. If the user is not there, it will just simply give us an empty input field. So username, and the email also will follow the same thing. Email, name, optional chaining, then email. Okay, now password. Here we need to develop password. The main thing is, when giving the password, the user should have some kind of restrictions. Like he should have at least one number, at least one special character, one uppercase, one lowercase. All this security features we need to mention. Or if the user is giving the weak password, we should not submit the form. So similar to what we did in register.js, if you remember, if I scroll down here, you can see the password which we gave here. It has a required, like a register password, this is a variable name required, and this kind of a pattern. So we'll do the same thing here. So we'll just simply copy and paste this in our current password. Here I'll paste this. Let's save. If we get any kind of errors, okay, we are not getting any kind of errors. The password, this should be the cu password, as is a current password, because that's what I've used in the controller. If you see here, .cu password, so current password variable is this. So let's save this, and in the new password also we are going to give the same limitations, like required should be the true, this pattern should follow the password, and the minimum 8 digits, like it should start with 8, not less than 8 digits. The password should not be lot less than 8 digits. So what I'll do here, Save this, and here we can give the password as a password only, and here for this we'll give as a C password. That means a confirm password. You can use a better variables in your application. I'm just demonstrating this for a understanding purpose. So what we'll do now, we can go to our update submit function. So our update submit function, yeah, here we have update submit function, right? So in this, first we are going to fetch the details from our form. Like whenever the user enters, we are going to fetch that variables, right? So for that, we'll give asynchronous because we are going to deal with the database. The first one will be the data, because whenever we use form npm package, all the data when user enters will be stored in this data variable only. Now the first thing we need to check with our if condition is whether the password and the confirm password are same or not. So for that, data dot password triple equal to, that means it should be exactly same. So I'm going to give the C password. If this is same, then only we are going to update our user details in our database. So I'm going to give a variable as a update user, yeah, update user. Then I am going to create this object with email name dot email, and password will be the password which user entered, that is a data dot password. And another one we are going to send is a current password, right? Current password also we need to send to the backend whether the current password matches with our database password or not. So data.cu password, yeah, we are going to send these three details to backend. And what we'll do is now we are going to require this axios. So axios dot, and then need to post these values to the database. So here I'll give, first will be the route. So if you check here, we give auth then user data. So here we need to give auth and update, auth and update. Second one will be the function here, sorry, second one will be the variable which we are going to send update user. Then we are going to handle this. So then we are going to use promises here. So if the posted the variable is posted to the backend successfully, then the response function, first I'll check if res dot data dot success, that means if I get a success message from the backend, then I'll give a toast. So before writing toast, we have not imported, so we'll import the toast also. So these are the two toasts related imports. So let's copy and paste it here. Yeah, and we need to write this toast container also. It is giving error, so I'll give this a toast, and we are going to have this toast container somewhere here. Yeah, so we can give as a toast container simple tag here. Then it's giving me some kind of error in 28th line. Let's check. Okay, yeah, as I've didn't written any kind of thing, it's giving me error. So toast dot success, and here I need to give that success message. Okay, succ, yeah, the success message, that is res dot data dot msg. So if we check in our auth controller, if the user is there and the success is true, we'll get a message saying password updated successfully. So we are going to get the same thing, and the object will be position toast or position. You can give this in any kind of position. I'm giving the top right because that's what I followed for all the things in this application. So top right, and another will be the auto class, sorry, auto close. That means it will close in this 2500 milliseconds. That means it's a 2.5 seconds. And the theme I'll give as colored. Okay. And then after this, what I'll do is I'll just remove the credentials from the local storage, because whenever the user has successfully updated his or her password in the application, I'll just log out that user to the login screen. Then with the new password, the user should log in back. So for that, local storage. So once the successful message has shown, local storage dot remove item, and the data is a variable, right? As I've told in the previous video in the logout function, the data variable is data. And I'll give a set timeout function, because once the user has submitted his or her password, the use password should successfully save in database, right? So I'll that takes around 1 or 2 seconds, and we should able to send this toast message to user also. So I'm going to wait a 4 seconds, then we are going to navigate to the user like home page, the route of login.js. So set timeout, and we are going to give this function. So the first one will be window.navigate, sorry, window.location dot href, and I'm going to reroute the user to the login.js with the delay of around 3 to 4 seconds. Let's give 3500, that means 3.5 seconds. And if the success message is not there, we need to deal the error message also, right? So else we are going to give another toast here. So let's simply copy paste this toast, and here instead of success we are going to change this as a error. So error rest.data.message colored, yeah, all seems to be fine here. And we are going to deal this, then after then we are going to deal the catch function also, right? So here catch error variable and the arrow function here. So I'll just console log the error. So log error, yeah, let's see if we get any kind of error. Okay, we are not getting any kind of error. And another thing, we are also, if the user entered the password and the sorry, the confirm password is wrong, then we are going to deal with that also, right? So we'll just give the else condition for that. So after this, if you're having here the else, so else we are going to paste that toast, and instead of the success we'll give as a error, and the message will be passwords doesn't match. So if the password and current confirm password are correct, then only the user should be able to update his or her password. So let's see if we missed anything. Okay, let's save and try our application. If there's any error, we'll get to know there. So yeah, if you see here, previously we didn't had a my name in the name field and the email field, and also you can see these two fields are not editable. These are not editable, we can just view, so that user will not be able to change the name and email. So current password and the new password I'll enter. So first I'll try with the wrong password, wrong current password, and the new password I'll give as, yeah, and the confirm password will be this. Okay, let me give a wrong password, wrong confirm password also. So if I click on submit, it should give me a toast message saying that the password doesn't match. So I clicked on submit. Nothing is happening here. Well, let's close this and check. Clicking on submit. Okay. So I think we need to debug this why it's not working. So our update function seems to be okay. So let's minimize our function. So update submit and this logout, this load date also. And if we see, have we, okay, the errors is still not used. Yeah, we also need to deal errors, right? So if the password is not like strong password, we need to throw out an error. So what we'll do is we'll just copy this thing and paste here. So this one, and we need to change here with a cu password. That means it's a current password. And for this also we'll try the same thing. Yeah, this is a password, the correct thing. And here this will be the C password. Let's save and try whether this is working or not. Yeah, now it's showing the password and should be of 6 to 5 characters, and it should have at least one uppercase, lowercase number, and a special character. Okay, now let's try it in our console whether we are getting any kind of error. Let's remove, and let's remove all the things and give from start. Yeah, first I'm going to give my current password. Yeah, it satisfies all the conditions. And the new password I'll give, yeah, this will be the new password. And in confirm password I'll give a one digit wrong, so that I should know whether the new password and confirm password wrong giving working or not. So if I click on submit, yeah, it's giving the password doesn't match. So I'll just give the same password here. Yeah, so still I gave the wrong current password here. So I'll give the correct password here as well. And now if I click on submit, this is being pasted the password, but I didn't got any successful message. Yeah, now we got a password updated successfully, and it has redirect me to the root page, that is a login page. So now we need to try with our new password. So let's try with our new password whether it's working or not. And here I'll try with my new password. So this should work. Click on submit. Okay, it's still taking time. Let's check whether the database has refreshed or not. Okay, as you see in the backend, it has loaded up and login successful. We got a message of login successful with all our details. So we can change our password anytime we want. So we have completed this decrypting the token and also updating the password in this section.